we invited a film and pop culture commentator and host of the Broad Perspective podcast, Megan Cruz. How are you doing, Megan?
I'm really good. How are you guys doing?
How are you doing, Petey? Let her know.
I'm doing good, but I'm just thankful we have an expert on the scene to kind of like, guide us, be our headlights in the dark. I'm very excited. Thank you for being here, Meg.
I'm thrilled to be here.
We truly do. We need an expert, somebody to hold our hands, because I really feel like we are blindly going out there, but so passionate about the way we feel about it.
Ready to judge about everything we don't know about.
Megan, there's a lot of movies that have like a cult following. I think we're also in the day and age of like, does everything have to be good? I think it's actually, we're moving towards like, you throw things at the wall. Sometimes it's so bad that it's good.
No, exactly. And I think it's amazing. There's been a lot of speculation about like what the future of cinemas even is. Even before COVID, like people were not going to the theaters as much for a while. It was like a downtrend and people were worried about what the future of cinemas was. And I genuinely think it's very good and hopeful for cinemas that we can have bad movies in theaters again. I think we deserve it as a little treat.
I agree.
Petey, is there any movies that growing up that was like so bad that you're like, this was necessary?
In hindsight, most of them.
Ooh.
In the moment, they were all great. But when you go
back...
why? I don't want to date myself, but like...
Let's go. Come on.
You go back to the 80s, 90s, movies where they were like, they did that in the movie and it was acceptable. But back then, it was like, this is hilarious.
I mean, there was a point where I was just like, is Blade good? Was Blade a good movie? I mean,
absolutely.
Wesley Snipes can do no wrong. So honestly, never mind. But there was certain things in the plot. I didn't like his outfit. I hated it. So, I mean, that's just personally me. But I'm wondering if there was a specific movie that you're like, growing up, this was so bad, but we needed it.
I mean, I think about the Joel Schumacher Batman films, like the Batman and Robin and the Batman Forever. I think Batman and Robin, that's the one that has like Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze, which is, it's so bad it's good, definitely. Yeah. But like George Clooney as Batman was like a real choice,
They're like, why? He's not giving Batman ever. No, thank you.
He's so charismatic. It's like, he's not brooding, but it's so fun.
In the moment when you went to Mickey D's and you got your frosted Batman Forever cup, in that moment, it felt good.
Oh, and you know what? Recently, I actually was watching White Chicks, and that's a comedy. So it's supposed to be camp. But looking back at it, I'm like, this is so bad that it's necessary. This gave us a cultural reset. So yes.
I think so.
They just keep remaking movies, the same movies. They're like, we have run out of ideas. Let's get that Mean Girls again. Let's do Twisters. Like, is there any movies that are like, we're not remaking that? It's impossible.
I wish that there were some movies that were sacred like that. I mean, I don't know, man. They're like doing like a Beetlejuice 2 coming out soon. Like, I do think that we need to have some sanctity around some movies. Absolutely not.
Sit it down. I mean, look at that. I don't think they're ever going to remake Titanic. They did their big one with that.
I think James Cameron would like file a lawsuit.
He should. He absolutely should. And also, we just don't need anybody getting back on the hype of like a ship sinking. I think we're done with that.
Yeah. Who even goes on ships anymore?
We've already seen enough.
Yeah.
There was also a big push for movies made up from concerts, like the Eras Tour and the Renaissance film. I mean, do you think we're going to see more of that?
Cinema chains said that like the entire profitability of their final quarter last year was because of Taylor Swift and Beyonce. That's crazy. And I mean, I think we've seen like concert culture getting kind of insane over the past couple of years with like ticket prices and hard to get. So I think that it is like a lot more accessible for a lot of people. And I can see that definitely becoming a bigger source of revenue. I think that as long as we have these musicians with huge like fan bases, if there's a market for it, I say do it.
Do you think Usher is going to do that while he goes on tour? I mean, after the Super Bowl, there was this resurgence of Usher fans.
I think there are a lot of millennials like myself who would seriously get down with like an Usher cinematic experience. I think anybody who has like a Vegas residency, your Adeles, your Lady Gagas, like those people like that have like these massive fan bases that they've built up over years. I think there's a market for it. I think they could do it.
Usher is giving me straight to Showtime energy. I don't know. That might be an Amazon. That might be an Amazon, Fortnite exclusive. I don't know.
Petey, why? Why is that?
You can't compare Usher to Beyonce and Taylor Swift. Like, he's an amazing, out of this world performer, entertainer. But when we talking Taylor Swift, Beyonce, that's in a whole nother galaxy. Maybe 15, 20 years ago, maybe, but not 2024. He's not helping the AMC in 2024. No, I don't see it happening.
Okay, well, what about, J-Lo? J-Lo just did a movie that's not a concert and it's not a music video, but it is a movie. Are we going to see some things like that?
The J-Lo movie is fascinating because
I love the way you say fascinating because it always feels like a low-key read. It's not this shit is bad, but it's definitely like, can't believe.
Fascinating.
Fascinating.
Here's the thing that's so funny about the J-Lo movie. It's my understanding that she financed it primarily herself, and then like the documentary,
Who the hell was like,
ain't no studio paying for that.
Yeah, she tried to pitch this, and they were like, "Mamas, we love you down, girl. My love don't cost a thing, but your music video is, and you're gonna have to pay that out of pocket."
Ben was like, "I think it's a great idea."
He was so supportive. We love to see it. We love to see
and
love.
That's the problem. We need to stop having yes men. You need somebody to be like, baby girl, I do not know. I cannot say.
I definitely think that J-Lo's priority was not saving cinema so much as just doing exactly what J-Lo wanted to do. And you know what? If J-Lo's got the funds for that, then I say you do it. Girl, you do it. I think that it's wonderful. And I mean, I think that experimental cinema, there's always a place for it.
I mean, the place for it sounds like Netflix. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Amazon
just
Prime.
straight to Prime, maybe even Crackle. We might got to bring back Crackle.
Like the documentary, she specifically said she was an artist and she wanted to make her art. And I think, that's definitely that's admirable. I think that more people, if they've got the money, should just do what they want to do,
That's what they do.
It's admirable and interesting. Okay. Thank you so much, Megan Cruz.